A statistic that may have escaped your attention is one of the worst I've seen in the last 18 months, and it's got some competition, hasn't it? The statistic isn't about COVID cases, it's not about inflation, unemployment, or even the shocking rise in the cost of living, which I'm going to make a big priority of this show going forward. It's a statistic about our kids. A quarter of 11-year-old children are now obese. A quarter. As well as 1 in 7 4- and 5-year-olds starting school. Another lockdown legacy. Well done, everyone. Now, we're not talking overweight. This isn't puppy fat. It's not, he's a bit of a chubster, he'll grow out of it. Obese. Our expanding national waistline is the real pandemic. There have been no vaccines developed for it, of course, no lockdowns to control it. In large part, we've been exposed to the worst of COVID because of this ignored problem. Imagine just for a moment if we'd borrowed £500 billion to get everyone back in shape, to get that pesky body mass index down, and to get us all fighting fit. It would have been money well spent. Notwithstanding old age, COVID is largely a lifestyle-related disease. No one overweight, no pandemic. But I'm a liberal. I believe in freedom. You are entitled to eat what you want to eat, drink what you want to drink, ride a motorbike, go skiing, do anything that may not be good for you, watch Newsnight if you have to. My world is a free world. We can't have more state measures to control obesity. We've had more than a lifetime's worth of state intervention over the last 2 years. It's quite enough. Lockdowns for the biggest waistline, passports that stop you going into nightclubs, a mask mandate to cover your face so you don't demolish a KFC. Now, this would have sounded far-fetched a couple of years ago, but at the moment, it's a distinct possibility. We all know that we need to eat more healthily, and I think what the public would appreciate, this is just my guess, is some support if they want to be healthier and some information. But crucially, information and not instruction. I repeat, information, not instruction. And let me tell you that I was rocking the dad bod. I lost 3 stone in 2018 by cutting carbohydrates. Things like bread, rice, pasta, potatoes, sugar and beer. I know, all of the delicious stuff. It's a method extolled by the likes of TV doctor and best-selling health author Dr. Michael Mosley, NHS cardiologist Aseem Malhotra, and Dr. David Unwin, the Mail on Sunday GP, another low-carb doctor who is turning his patients skinny and reversing their type 2 diabetes. But it's information, not instruction. What's not acceptable, and something about which I am not liberal at all, is allowing children to become obese. It's not acceptable. We're letting them down. With this shocking statistic about their health, and that's what it's about. It is about health. We are badly letting down our young of this country. Children's weight has exploded during lockdown because they were prevented from going to playgrounds, banned from having a kickabout on a football pitch, and unable to meet their friends for a game of it. And of course, with schools closed for months on end, it's been bad for their mental health, and perhaps understandably, they've turned to the cookies. The children are our responsibility. They are our most precious resource. They are our future. Right now, it's a quarter of kids that are obese at the age of 11. A quarter, can you believe that? But eventually, if we carry on like this, it will be half of them, then 3/4 and beyond. We owe it to them, and it's in our interests to get great food into our little people, at home, at school, and out and about. It is, of course, the processed food industry who are responsible for this nightmare. Huge multi-billion-dollar food companies are filling our children with appalling crap, and our kids are paying the price. But we can protect them. The buck stops with us because we don't have to spend our bucks on that rubbish. Endless takeaways, ice creams, sweets, biscuits, crisps. An occasional treat like you had when you were little, no problem. But eating badly has become the norm. It's not a special treat anymore, and our kids deserve better. Given that children face such a low risk from the virus, it's a cruel irony that they have paid the highest price in this pandemic. Mental health issues, physical health problems, social isolation, a damaged education, and when they're older, they'll be the ones picking up the £500 billion national debt bill for this lockdown experiment. We love our kids, I know we do. But so many of the policies that we've seen over the last 2 years, like needlessly masking children as young as 12 in the classroom all day long, separating them from their friends and stopping them doing sports, and even vaccinating them against the advice of the vaccines body, the JCVI, it feels like we hate kids. We have to show that the opposite is the case. This is about priorities, especially as we emerge from the pandemic. Children are not collateral damage. They're not vectors of disease. They're not human shields. They are children, and they're there to be protected. They're not there to protect us. I can't put it any more bluntly than this. Children are more important than adults by some distance, and yet they've come last throughout this pandemic. So it's time now to reverse that and put our kids first.